America has busied itself with the ideas of freedom for hundreds of years. It isn't just the flux of multiple party elections, it is the foundation of the principles and ideas of freedom put into practice, living at the root to which America was seen to be seemingly founded. However, why is it that America seems to be in a growingly worse condition? Why so much drama about this nation? Why is there so much infighting within the nation? And are any of these ideas about freedom actually truthful? In many places around the world, peoples are merely living their lives. They commit to their work and they have a good time. As this is the object of life, people have done so for thousands of years. The truth is, the reason why government must be evaluated and confronted, not merely embraced, is because there will come times of supposed calls to war. There will come times of intrusion and deception, corruption, politics, mass conflict. And due to people's merely living mentality, the conflict is not prevented. In fact, it may even grow until worse conflict occurs before people start actually caring about the situation. Or since the people are mindless in such matters, trusting word from so-called authorities, they will care when they are convinced to care out of fear and shock factor. This constant cycle of people's thinking life should and could go on, that things are normal or will return to normal, still with their continual contentedness of a government they were born into involuntarily, propagandized into, is what eventually and always leads to the ultimate death of millions of people. This is known as democide, the top cause of unnatural death. Citizens are always told to think well of their government and are provided with an artificial sense of security, although by dependence, endless entertainment, and appeal to their cultures. But it is that citizens confuse government with society. These citizens have good intentions and have nothing against their fellow man. Yet if their government told them it was necessary to fight them and convince them to do so, and with benefits, the person would follow orders and ultimately ignore their own conscience, justifying their actions because they were told to do it. They feel like they had to. They put government above God, government above truth, government above humanity, their own conscience. They trust people whose job it is to coerce, whose livelihoods are made by taxation, stealing money from people hacked by the threat of violence. If you don't comply with the political demands, you are shunned and threatened by violence. Government is merely a monopoly on violence, and better yet, since it claims your life and your property are all within the land it claims, it is slavery. But slavery and politics alike is just as immoral as it is unnatural. This whole dynamic and cycle is created by one thing and one thing alone. It is the mix between fear, ignorance, confusion, and order following, constant division, censorship, and suppression of dissent, the legitimacy of violence or evils to treat other evils. It is the belief in statism. This is the greatest religion, and every government is formed and grows in its existence. But it's a belief, a superstition, one with little to no ground in reality. Like slavery, it has existed for thousands of years, and only gets addressed when morality is applied, when people stop their fear and ignorance and instead grasp for love and knowledge. In the many countries of the world of people going about their day and doing their jobs, this one job which constitutes the destiny for humanity goes left out. It's left in the hands of politicians who will but ever suppress that destiny for their own power gain. And that corruption is unstoppable, because power is not ever meant for one or for few. It is meant for all. But knowledge is power, and it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the nature of humanity. All the world of peoples recognizing who they are and what dangers will come if they create illusions of freedom, illusions of safety, and illusions of authority. Real leadership seeks no authority. Real freedom means people learn how to control themselves and themselves only, and real safety means people know how to defend themselves and others, preventing problems and treating them reciprocally. Governments create wars, but it is the belief in statism that people feel it is necessary to participate in those wars, to back their governments even if they disagree with the committed action. So whilst I may want to continue my life and do my thing, I realize a destiny must be followed to prevent many deaths, to evolve human consciousness. America is stuck in statism so much as the rest of the world, but ending chattel slavery was a step in the right direction. Recognizing natural freedom, natural law, and natural rights was a step in the right direction. But that direction isn't over. And since these ideas are so powerful, it is no wonder why Americans have talked so much about them. Their freedoms provide controversy but many innovative ideas, and the rest of the world often at conflict with them. But we are all one peoples, one country, and that is the world, that is mankind. Nobody deserves to be stolen from, coerced at their will, violently imposed upon, told what to do with their own body. Until humanity recognizes this, teaches it, to then embrace it, humanity will never truly be free, and thus suffering will always exist. Temporary safety through slavery will end horribly if the eternal life in soul through freedom is never introduced into the light of the beautiful minds and hearts of people around the world. While many comply and go along with the man-made systems of the world, at least may they ponder upon the following questions and realize that nature is the answer. Peoples shall do no harm and take no harm. Let people live their best lives. Let solutions grow abundantly. Embrace freedom, embrace truth. Again, living with the state of your country may seem peaceful and fine at times. You may feel some sense of self-control, but you ought not to forget others or what will inevitably happen. It will grow out of people's control, all because people actually lack self-control. The world needs educators, people who can simply remind people to love themselves and others and allow no form of violence done by anyone and for any reason other than self-defense, standing against those who want to do violence upon them. All the world is meant to be free, and all peoples deserve a future of prosperity and potential.